In development debates, we take a look at the issues shaping the future and present of China. Today, we'll see what experts have to say about the future of wind turbines in China. It's no secret that China's air is polluted. It's contributing to the high rate of death from lung cancer and the country's CO2 emissions. Alternative sources of energy will be a welcome change to the country's reliance upon coal power. Certain parts of the country have become rich and famous for coal mining and generation. The central part of China, which is rich in coal resources, has seen people spring out of poverty and start buying up luxury cars. Of course, this has also made them infamous throughout the country due to income disparity. The infamy of their coal dollars has spread worldwide, but more so for its association with high rates of cancer. Jonathan Kaimlan of The Guardian wrote about Yanglingang, which he referred to as a cancer village. They are towns with cancer rates above the national average of nearby polluting factories. It has been estimated by Chinese media, academics, and NGOs there are more than 459 of them in mainland China. The dependence upon coal has been a major factor in this problem. However, the central government of China has invested heavily in creating and exploring a diverse energy portfolio. Just at the moment, the energy demands are still being met with coal instead of renewables, nuclear, or natural gas. One renewable source of interest is wind energy. Megan Tracy of ecogeek.org in 2009 said that, quote, "It's clear that China is taking on renewable energy products at a fast pace. The country has doubled its installed wind power every year for the past 5 years, and a new study shows the country should keep it up." Researchers from Harvard and Beijing's Tsinghua University have found that China could meet all of their electricity demands from wind power through 2030. She then noted the benefits of it. Quote, "If China chose this route instead of adding more coal, it could prevent 3.5 billion tons of CO2 from being emitted." Since China is already installing wind at a rapid pace, the researchers think it's entirely possible they could make these projections a reality. The major hurdle for the country will be upgrading and expanding their transmission system to handle new wind farms. But hiccups have been found in the development of the wind turbine market in China. While China was building the turbines at a rapid pace, it was discovered that a large number of the turbines were actually being used to create energy. Matt McDermott of treehugger.com said, quote, that roughly 25% of China's wind power isn't connected to the power grid. By the end of 2010, China had 41.8 gigawatts of wind power capacity versus 40.2 gigawatts in the United States. But the best estimates show that only 31.1 gigawatts of China's wind power is actually tied into the grid. He then noted that these figures were about the same that weren't hooked up to the grid 2 years earlier. He said that they were similar causes behind it. They were, quote, "China's grid connection problem is twofold. For one, many local grids lack the capacity to absorb wind-generated electricity. Meanwhile, there are limitations to the grid's capacity to transmit power to distant regions. Yet addressing the problem requires more than just a technical fix, and ultimately reveals fundamental challenges in Chinese energy policy making." Monica Tan of thediplomat.com in late 2011 discussed similar problems with the logistical and technical problems facing wind turbine development in China. She said, quote, "There are two grid companies in China. The state grid covers virtually the entire country, while the sovereign grid covers only 5 southern provinces. Within the state grid, the network and management system is further divided into different regional areas. In essence, the grid is a state monopoly and has often resisted making the necessary technical changes to accommodate wind energy. Fossil fuel energy currently compromises more than 90% of the country's energy mix." But she also saw signs for a positive outlook for the industry in China. She said, quote, "While the changes have been slow, the latest report does show positive signs for wind, such as an increase of local production in the country's densely populated areas." According to the report, by the end of 2011, Guangxi, Qinghai, Guizhou, Shanxi, Henan, Ningxia, Tianjin, Yunnan, and Anhui saw twofold growth in installed wind power capacity as compared to 2010. Except for Qinghai and Ningxia, all the other provinces are non-traditional markets, and 32 provinces, municipalities, and autonomous regions across China, including Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan, had wind farms, 9 of which had combined installed capacities of over 2 gigawatts each. This level of growth can be considered a large step in moving towards a cleaner energy future. However, there are still major technical breakthroughs that need to be made. These breakthroughs will need to come to the electrical grid and its efficiency. This may come as a greater and more complex problem than producing and putting up giant fleets of wind turbines. The 12th five-year plan, spanning from 2011 to 2015, had ambitious plans for non-fossil fuel energy. So big pushes were made in the wind turbine market. It aims to have 100 gigawatts of wind by 2015. This is part of a plan to have 15% of the country's energy coming from non-fossil fuels by 2020. A shift to wind power will be important in improving the health and safety of the planet and for those who live on it. 15% is an ambitious goal, but it still might be too small to clean air and healthy lungs people hope for.